The Lost Arabs, for my dear Najwan. In the kingdom of lost Arabs, every rock is a beautiful separatist until you spit on it. Where God is. He swears he is not my cousin, refuses me his name. I am sweating like a used horse. I hate games, I can't win. Searchlight. I lay above this poem as I lay above my body, watching it all go wrong. Do not rush. It takes 9 months to start a life. It should take as long to end one. After a trigger is pulled and before a bullet lands, give 9 months to the target to welcome the whole. Waiting for the American spring. Everyone has the blizzard on their lips. Batten down, turn the word over. A large or overwhelming number of things arriving suddenly. What could be more appropriate to sum up the American condition? A state of being still, arriving suddenly, welcome or not. A moratorium on cartography. Burn all the maps. Forget about want. I need unspoiled long and latitudes. Tinder. I would swipe right on torture. This is not a great start to the relationship. The truth is best saved until it's too late or too hard. Self-portrait as poetry defending itself. The birds tell me the nest is crucial, but can't hold all of us. Stay on the wind as long as it will carry you, then find a home. Build it from everything a tree has let go. Extermination. The man of unknown origin revealed himself as Arab when he took his shoes off at the door. He arrived armed for chemical warfare, as we all do. His socks were soft, grey. We told him not to worry. The floor was tiled, easy to clean. He insisted on leaving his muddiness behind. He sprayed as he went, tank of poison in hand. A crunchy rain fell, startled cockroaches, waking to light and death, as every child does. They kissed his feet, and for that I envied them. Citizen of course they are citizens of everywhere, at least in part. Some species must move to live, and that means they must also have enemies. An angry landlord, a jilted lover, a neighbor who couldn't bear to be outshone or outhowled. For some, love is a destination to be winged toward or from. It's never where you originate. the Exhibition of Autobiography. I put history in a cabinet where it can do the least damage. I make sure to buff from time to time. It cannot be less than glamorous. We keep paying for it anyway. Maybe this is why it lives. I am obsessed with the past the same way a victim is obsessed with their killer. Not their body, but the origin story, the motive where the end began. Candlelight. I let her out of the cage. She bolts toward the light, the new. I wish I could charge from this world into another instead of crawling. I've done it at least once before, surely. How to endure the final hours. We look for life, always, here and beyond the stars. Do not worry if you find nothing. This is what I tell myself. Do not worry. The search alone is beautiful. Self-portrait of what graces the night. The moon does not identify as moon. Nobody has tried to crush it. Who would define their body as less than another? I lie beneath the night, an astronaut in an alternate life. Blues. I have made braille of the stars and divined a message there for the reviled. O whispered, no, not for you. Now I just want you to know, my loves, I opened my mouth and swallowed the sky, not because a man scrawled rejection on it, as men have done since forever began, but because it was beautiful, and I wanted to taste every flavor of blue, every cloud. Nature poem. I keep pitting people against flowers. It's an unfair contest. I keep pitting myself against myself. You see where I'm going with this. The notion of the land is never as compelling as the land. What you say about my body is nothing next to my fat nipple, its hairy crown, the degree of love people have for dogs, cats, birds, roses, and other demonstrably inhuman bodies is astounding. It is so easy to love what isn't you. I look again at this love and lack, wonder if this is why I leash my body, why I still try to root an unrootable history, why I worship mortal color, why I sing and tremble in the after. All of us, parentheses, who. What I know for certain is twofold. Muslims pray in one direction and Mecca exists on no map. No compass works there. This is to say that it is perfectly possible to be lost without moving a foot, without leaving the house. And then later. Sometimes even a ventriloquist must fall silent. with dread for what a mouth can do, meaning for George Abraham. I am tired of summoning my heritage out of a battered magician's hat. As the raven flies. I was caught only once. I thought this meant I learned from my mistakes. But here I am, back in the house I raised hell in and had hell raised in me. How keen we are to lay roots in sin. I look up the word Arab and I'm unsurprised to find it has many meanings. Desert, nomad, merchant, raven, comprehensible. You see why I have to say things plain now. We are so much to so many, but the least of all to ourselves. I am home today, wherever home may be, in seer, in stone, in wing, in speech, and yes, of course, in this sweet sin, a currency I will exchange for no other. Great waters keep moving us, for Nathaniel Tan. I haven't seen it in years, and I'm not sure it still exists. An old man is known to say at the beginning of every sentence, "Can't they see? I am assembling debris from my survivable catastrophe, ready to build a legend." Heaven is a bad name. I can't imagine it, whatever it is, as a place gated. What need the spirit for doors? What God bothers with a wall? They who should not enter will not enter of their own accord. Grace is poison to them, and that is only if they dared to dream of an after. Most don't. They pray to nothing, and to nothing they will return. This is what some of us suspect. Absence is a God too. How could it be anything less, with so many adherents remaining in place, is sinful to at least one deity, I tell myself, to make leaving easier. I can't imagine it, whatever it is, as a place with a past. Anything with a history knows pain. Nobody wholly should remember the flesh, and this is proof I have never been holy. I keep kneeling and kissing fatherhood lightly, just the tip of it. Heaven is a bad name for what any man can conjure. Just look at what we keep doing here, the damage to every kind of green, every long ecstatic tributary. We've had an eternity already to love Godhood, this elaborate glamour, this throne, covered in fluttering ladybugs, and all we did was dig graves into its sides and pour oil into its eyes and drown children in its mouth. I can't imagine Aljana, whatever it is, as a place, because then it would be real and vulnerable. And I will keep the last poem a mystery. But thank you for reading along with me for a really beautiful anthology, and I really hope you can find a way to get a copy of yours. And if not that book, then Son of Sin, which is the poet's latest publication. It's a novel. I'm very excited to get my copy, and I wish you all